Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Play Hearthstone 4 Kaiserreich Siam. Let us continue on from where we last left off. So, it's October 1938. And we should be getting closer and closer to being able to join up with the Japanese. I mean, they should... I believe the ability for them to create the faction is available to them. They're not actually doing it. But hopefully they get it done soon. National focus. Land of the free. Labor more stability and war support. Artillery... Upgrades in urban. I mean, how many areas in the map? Like, in the entire world, actually, are actually considered urban locations. Population terrain? Is there not, like, a simplified terrain map mode, or is that just an EU4? I don't know. Because, I mean, you're considered urban, but it's, like, probably, like, Saigon is considered urban. Maybe Hanoi as well. So, I mean, that's, like, 2 locations here. And then probably Rangoon is considered urban. And I think that's honestly it for here. And maybe it looks like Dhaka, Calcutta. So like the amount of territory that's considered urban is like, it's very, very, very few and far between. It's like 1 or 2 provinces per, 1 or 2 tiles per country, essentially. Especially in this region of the map. I'm sure if you go to like Europe or something, that's it's a much better modifier. But for right now, where we are, it's not really that great. 1% of the population is not horrible, but we do have 575,000. We don't really need more than that. Rubber. Could get more rubber. And you know, let's finish this tree off, because it gives us the ability to make more infrastructure. Maybe that'll have some sort of grandiose effect in the future, if we're lucky. Or maybe it'll do nothing. Who knows? I mean, infrastructure's not horrible. I mean, it's nice to have. We do have 5 divisions that we can deploy soon. I mean, do I need more units? We're at 24 to 24. Our capacity is 30. So we can actually add, no, not 2. We can add 1 more here. That'll take us to a cap of 60. And like we should, with 60 divisions, we should basically be fine. Economic stabilization has ended. We do not want to deploy these units, at least not right now. We'll probably deploy them down towards the south with German East Asia. Qing's now at war with Shaanxi. I mean, the Qing government, how are they actually going to do here? Because we're fighting a 2-front war. And I think the League of Five Provinces could theoretically fight the Qing as well. Because you are pro-German. You're anti-German. Which could lead to like a conflict between the two of you. Okay, the collapse of the Union. So it looks like the United States has won the Civil War. Macleek actually taking a lot of land. Actually kill Tibet very, very soon as well. Yeah, because you've won your Civil War. We'll see how long it takes for you to maybe join up with either the Entente or join up with, I mean, really it's just the Entente, I think. Or maybe you do nothing. Maybe you stay as isolationist, who knows. Yeah, you guys are now in a faction together. Shaanxi's not doing that well. But, I mean, it takes troops away from the Fenian border, which will probably allow them to push in a little bit more. We'll see the Japanese get involved as well. Because the Japanese getting involved, theoretically, the Kuomintang National Government declared war on the Hunan clique. You're not part of one faction, so I mean, you're going to be fighting all of these people. Is there any way that... No, like, you can't win that fight, right? Like, that seems extremely unlikely. Also, we do have a research. Let's go with the 1939 production efficiency cap. Seems nice for us. We still do a research penalty, but I'm sure it's fine. We don't got to worry about it too much. Okay, so Shaanxi will... I mean, they've actually lost war much faster than I ever would have originally anticipated them to. 3 to 17 divisions. They can maybe hold the capital. I mean, this is a mountain province, right? Yeah, it's mountainous. So they might do okay in the defense of the capital. Whether Shaanxi falls apart, it will at least give Qing more of a... I mean, we'll give more of a... It's actually use Beijing here. We'll see. But Macleek going to win the war against Tibet. Again, they've already got Mongolia as a puppet state. I think everything kind of depends on what my clique does. If my clique decides to join up with the Fenian government, they can definitely put a lot of pressure on the Qing. And Egypt has now declared war over the Ottomans, war in the desert. Okay. And Russia's taking over Central Asia here. Yeah, the Ottomans are fighting a lot of people right now. Yemen will eventually rebel. I mean, I think they always do. But I think looking at the way that this map is kind of laid out, Armenia's declared war. Because the Ottomans took over Arabia so early on, I can't imagine the Ottomans are going to actually lose this war. And CNT, they Turgenberg Ghost. They probably will actually win this fight. Beijing's actually fallen into the defending government. Okay, Syria has joined up with the uprising. Great Syrian revolt. We'll see if Iraq also joins up at some point in the future. But yeah, no, I still think, like, looking at this, I still think it's definitely in the favor of the Ottomans. Ever so slightly. Our finest hour. Do not care about this. It is 1939. We're almost ready for the second Weltkrieg to actually begin. Also, we do have military factories free. What do we want? I think just more aircraft, honestly. Put one more into close air support. Electrify the nation. You know what? Yeah. Well, let's 720 days. Okay, it's going to take a long time to do this. But why not get electrify the nation? I'm going to build... I'm actually going to do something strange. I'm going to build, like, one... Probably right here. Well, one anti-air gun in the country. Because we look at our air zones. Yeah, I mean, Siam's right here. No, there's no planes right now. But Germany could theoretically put some planes over here. So I think there's, like, one level of anti-air. Could be meaningful. It could maybe slowly shifting slightly in our favor. Okay, the rice subsidy, follow that by the granary of the world. I mean, actually, you give us more recruit population as well. Definitely will take that. What else we got? I mean, we're missing resources. I'm assuming there's probably aluminum. Do we need more aluminum? We're already using 2 factories to import some. I think we should be fine. At least right now. Natal's capitulated. It looks like the South Africa is going to do just fine here. Portugal is not joining up with the war. We'll see if Southern Rhodesia can actually win or not. Because like, it looks like you guys are actually going to defeat the Emirates of Cyrenaica. Follow up, I mean, putting Egypt on 2 different fronts could definitely be really, really bad for them. I mean, yeah, the Ottomans have just done very, very well this campaign. At least so far. Like, they've already pushed away decently into Iran. Armenia is going to be killed fairly soon. I can't imagine they're going to survive for too long. And aside from that, because again, we're very, very, very close to the Second Weltkrieg actually breaking out. Yes, right, they're at war with the Italian Federation and with 2 Sicilies. They've taken Rome. But I'm like, the way I'm looking at this, I mean, it's the Italian Federation, right? It's not the Italian, it's not Legionary Italy led by Balbo. So we might see the Austrians intervene on their half, I think. Potentially. I mean, they got volunteers from a lot of different people. Which is probably making a large chunk of their army. Of course, you're getting volunteers from the British and the French. You're getting volunteers from members of the Entente. But 2 Sicily's not doing that well. The Italian Federation actually has pushed in 1 province. So they've crossed the river. That could be meaningful in the future for sure. We'll kind of have to wait and see, though. Okay, and you're going to begin reconstruction. Okay, because we've won the Civil War. Macleek. Okay, Macleek ended up joining up with the Qing. Which actually is really good for, it's good for the Qing because they definitely need some help. It'll open up 2 front lines for the defending government. They're going to have troops here. They're going to need troops over here as well. Because you're already at war with Macleek. Tibet, Mongolia, I don't think they really have any choice in the matter. Shaanxi now has no chance to rival. They're so surrounded by everybody that they can't really win. So let's go for 1939 construction. Like, how many troops you guys have? 5 to 39, 1 to 3, 0. Not a huge surprise for Tibet. I mean, the defending grounds pushed our way in pretty far already. It's like, I can't imagine that the Japanese won't intervene at some point. What about our airbase? We have a level 3 and a level 2. You know what? Let's upgrade you to level 5. Because right now we can have, I mean, 600 planes is not horrible. Okay, you know, we don't need level 5. Let's go down to level 4 for now. And after that, we can maybe think of doing something else. All that seems completely okay. It's like we can deploy these units. Yeah, and I think we'll just deploy them in the south. We'll create another army. We have another leader, though. We got a bunch of 2-1s, so we'll assign you, throw you onto this border, and just prepare an invasion into Singapore. Because I feel like at some point we're going to go to war with the Germans, right? Like, it seems inevitable. We are still missing some provinces here, but we can't really train more units. Oh, I can actually train 2 more. You know what? I forgot which one is actually the decent one. You, no, not you. Or was it you? What if we just make you all 20 combat with? There's 3 of you. Yeah, we're mostly actually this division here. Upgrade you to 20. We have 2 of you. Upgrade you to 20 combat with as well. That's going to use more of our manpower, more of our materials. But it should more or less be completely okay. Japan's going to run the Qing government. Okay. So Japan has entered into war with China. And if that's the case, well, first let's do the National Highway Commission. Yeah, because now you're in the coastal prosperity sphere. I believe now that you're at war, I don't think you can do the Tokyo Conference. Actually, no, you can. There's actually nothing stopping you. Hosting the Tokyo Conference is what allows them to invite more people to their faction. Again, I would be completely A-okay intervening in the wars here. And I'd also like to just fight a war against the Chinese Union, but that doesn't seem like it's going to be happening. At least right now. Because again, we still need world tension up high enough. Probably won't see world tension rise up high enough until at least the Second Weltkrieg between Germany and the French. Other than that, I don't really know who would actually win here. I mean, Brazil's not in any faction. Africa's not doing too much. Ottomans still doing fine. Apparently, they actually haven't killed Armenia though, so maybe they're actually not doing as fine as I would have originally placed them. Okay, another war's broken out. Brazil's declared war on Sao Paulo. I don't think that matters too much though. I'm pretty sure Sao Paulo is going to very easily win their revolt. Okay, now we've gotten our airfield up a little bit more. Infrastructure. I feel like just one level everywhere throughout the country. And how expensive the infrastructure? It is 3,000. I just don't think we need more military factories, right? I think infrastructure is just like completely fine. 1940 aircraft. Well, first thing first, let's get radio. Computer machine's about to be finished. And honestly, just go straight for the 1940 research upgrades as well. I think that team is more than okay for what we're trying to do here. And again, Japan, I would definitely help you guys out in a war against the Qing. Interestingly enough, though, the Chinese United Front faction has not so far actually shown up. Because you can have provinces of China down here, Northern Sealy Clique. What do they need to do to actually form the Chinese United Front? I don't remember if it's like a decision or if it's a... They take enough territory, they kind of... Maybe because this faction's at war, they can't join. I think it's possible. I mean, the defending government, though, is doing a fantastic job. Let's just put it that way. Okay, now my cliques join up with the Chinese United Front, so everybody is now in one faction. Except for the coming national government. They are the Kunming, not the coming. They're going to die no matter what. So we'll see if... I mean, all of you guys united. It might actually end up being bad. The reasons might be bad is because it allows Japan to attack more than one area. And if Japan... Not Japan, I mean, if the legation cities end up joining the Cold Prosperity Sphere, which I think they're going to do. Occupy the neutral zone. They can end up joining a faction, which can give the Japanese a lot of ability to put some pressure on China, especially in the south or in the League of Five Provinces. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, like just the Qing losing, is that enough for the war to end? No, there's more than one major power, so it's not just like if Qing loses, everybody loses, which makes sense. I mean, how much troops do you guys all have? 15 to 30. We'll kind of see how they end up going here. New standard rifles not finished. What about like some military commanders? Organization rate, artillery attack organization on you as well. I mean, I always like recruit population, but let's go for organization recovery rate for you, at least for right now. Make our units pretty decent, because again, you guys have 5 to 15. We have 30 divisions. We just outnumber you. Like, you don't have enough troops to put, you know, your entire border to be defended. Like, it's pretty bad for you. I still don't know what Japan's actually doing. We don't have enough information on them. I'm assuming probably because they're national populace, they don't share too much info. At 30%, active national focus. Yeah, we need a little bit more information to kind of see what they're doing. Like, why can't we see, like, Germany? 55%, free trade, free trade. Are you not on free trade on, like, limited exports? Yeah, 10% on them. So, because most countries are on free trade, they give out a lot more information. And how's, the war? I mean, CNT is definitely going to win here. I mean, it looks like actually... I mean, Iran's trying to push back a little bit. In Italy, I mean, I think Two Sicilies is going to collapse, and then we'll kind of see the Italian Federation in the Kaiserreich War for a little bit, and then probably one of those guys joins up in the World War. Let's get some more rubber. You can use that for trading away. Maybe get a little more civilian factories out of it. So I would not mind it. I mean, the Qing is like they're looking pretty bad. I mean, how close are the capitulation? They're at 50%. I mean, they have, like, this city down here, and they got a handful of cities down towards the south, but that's really about it. The creation of the Ministry of Transport. Originally part of the Ministry of Interior, Department of Highways, Department of Railways, and the Department of Air Transportation, and the Port Authority now form a new separate ministry in an effort to facilitate construction of new highways and railway connections connecting major cities throughout the country. While ambitious, the ministry itself lacks manpower to fulfill the plan by itself. Some suggest we hire German and Austrian engineers to help us until those we sent study return home. To political power or infrastructure construction to be I mean, we just decided to upgrade a lot of our infrastructure. You know what? Let's hire them again. Oh my god, you're all very expensive. Phase 1, Phase 2... When you were giving us free infrastructure, which is nice. But now we have no political power to do anything there, so... We'll kind of see how it goes. I mean, you have 8 civilian factories to be done in August. I mean, that's very long from now. Okay, you know what? These ones down here... Let's at least cancel... Cancel these upgrades for now. Because, I mean, if we want to increase infrastructure... Okay, National Day, I think it's about extra 1% stability. I mean, I'm just trying to think, because... I mean, I know it used to be the higher the infrastructure level, the more resources you got over a province, but I don't think that's true anymore. I think they've changed that. And now we can see that the Fanny government's landed some troops down here. They've taken Guangzhou, which actually is a port province, so they might be able to do something there. They've also taken over this little area here as well, and they land troops over here. I'm assuming this is Japan doing these invasions, giving the territory to the defending government. I mean, that makes the most amount of sense. But I mean, like, once the smaller little countries start breaking away and capitulating, the easiest is going to be for defending government to do better. Are you part of the... Yeah, you're actually part of the faction as well. Mongolia might capitulate. I mean, Mongolia... I think you need, like, one of these cities, like, way over here. Like, you need to take, actually, a lot of Mongolia to get them to capitulate. And especially with, Szechuan and Guangzhou being, distracted down here in the south. They probably can't put up too much resistance. Okay, but it does look like they recaptured this province. Again, Japan, you invite me to the faction. I will absolutely 100% back you in joining your faction. and helping you win the war in China. Like I'm just saying, you do that for me, and you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And then eventually you will help me take over this peninsula and also Indochina. I'll give you Vietnam if you allow me to take Laos. I don't think there's really anything in Laos, but it might make our borders look a little bit nicer, and that's really all I care about. I can take these two provinces actually. You can kind of have the coastal areas. I think that's a good agreement with Japan, and you should accept it, even though that's not really how the game works. Korean uprising. Okay, the Republic of Korea has now shown up, and they're able to declare war on the Japanese, I'm sure. Japan's going to war on Korea. It's going to distract their forces a little bit, but I can't imagine Korea has 5 to 10 divisions. They don't have an easy focus tree. But I imagine you're probably going to end up losing, right? There's no way in hell you end up succeeding in this. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen Korea actually win the war. And the Spanish Civil War is now over. Shandong Clique is probably going to capitulate soon as well. Radio stations I don't think we really need. Let's go for more extraction. Get more resources, the better is how I see this. Yeah, you take over like this little peninsula. This collapses. You can start putting pressure on League of 5 provinces. And especially if the legation cities end up joining a faction. We'll kind of have to wait and see. Okay. National focus. Let's go for... We got the plantations going. Let's go for... one civilian factory. It also gives us 30 political power, which we kind of need to get ourselves out of this rut of -60. So Nacia has capitulated. Given Egypt 2 front lines, we'll kind of see how the AI deals with that. But for right now, I think this is going to be a good time for us to end this episode. So thanks to everybody for watching my saying. So if you enjoyed, thumbs up. Now enjoy, click thumbs down. If you want to more, subscribe, and goodbye.